Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, we're going to be talking about the release time for the brand new update, how you can check out all the new content like the cars, vehicles, and more a whole lot early, and we'll also hear from Rockstar Games insider Tez Funds 2 on what he's thinking about for this DLC. So let's start with the release time of this update. A lot of people have been asking me this question, and we're less than 24 hours from this update actually arriving. Now, Rockstar has usually a traditional time in which they release DLCs. It's no guarantee, but I think it's a pretty good blueprint on when to expect things. And that is the update usually arrives around 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So what I'll do in the description of this video is I will leave a time converter site. So that way you can plug in 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. to wherever you are in the world. Whether that's the West Coast of the United States, whether that's Europe, whether that's Australia. I'm sure you guys are located all over the place. To give you some general times, that's about 2 to 3 a.m. on the West Coast of the U.S. For you guys in Europe and in the U.K., that's probably around 10 or 11 a.m. So you get the idea. You basically just take 5 to 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, figure out where that is for you in the world, and that is when the update is going to arrive. Now, that's no guarantee when the update will arrive. In fact, with the last Red Dead Online update, we actually saw that it didn't come out until like fairly early in the morning. I think it was around like 9 a.m. or something like that. And even previous Grand Theft Auto Online updates have released not during that time. Now, it's been a while. I think the last significant one was the original Heist update back in 2015 that didn't releasing until like midnight. Or I should say it released super early at midnight instead of like the traditional 5 a.m. time. Again, talking about East Coast time here. So we're just going to have to be vigilant as the day goes on, but I would say it's a high probability that it's going to occur at that usual time that we've been expecting over the last couple of updates. Now, a couple of quick tips I can give you surrounding the update actually releasing, whether you play on PC, console like PS4 or Xbox One, you want to be able to set your downloads to automatically start. Especially if you don't plan on waking up super early in the morning or, again, wherever it is for you, because there's a good chance this update size could be like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gigabytes. I mean, I know Rockstar didn't promise it was going to be a massive update, but still, even the lightest of content could be a couple of gigabytes. And depending on your internet speed, that's probably something you want to have tackle when you're not playing. You would hate to hop onto your console, see there's an update, and have it take 45 minutes to an hour to download. You obviously don't want to do that. So make sure your consoles are ready to go. Set them up tonight so that you can have them download the update if you're not going to be jumping on immediately. That is something I plan on doing. A lot of you guys have been asking what my plans are as soon as the update is out. We'll actually be tackling everything that has arrived in sort of a spending spree. So that'll be fun. Be on the lookout for that. Now, as far as before the update arrives, this is always a fun part for me and guys that are super serious about all the content that arrives. Roughly about maybe like 2.5 hours before the DLC actually arrives, we always get a chance to look at the new content early. And that's because some members of the community are able to get their hands on the files as they're being, I guess, pushed into the PC version of the game. So this will allow us to check out what all the cars are going to be, what all the vehicles are, everything cool that Rockstar has planned. It really starts to build up the hype right before the update releases because you get to see what some of that new content is going to be. You get to, hype yourself up, get excited for a particular set of vehicles. You get to see all the new props that Rockstar introduced. So if they, again, decide to do something cool with the yachts, that is something we'll obviously be able to see before the update arrives. So the bottom line is things get about pretty exciting roughly 2 to 3 hours before the update actually arrives. And that's when we'll start to see some early content introduced into the game. And the last real reminder I can give you is to just simply check the Newswire page for the last event week that Rockstar had going on. Make sure you don't want to tackle any last-minute bonuses, discounts, and sales. Remember, all of them are expiring later today, earlier tomorrow when the update arrives. And make sure you don't buy anything either, unless it's like absolutely necessary to enjoy for this upcoming update, maybe like a yacht or something. But other than that, don't buy anything because even though there's going to be a new update tomorrow, there's still going to be bonuses, discounts, and sales. So you would hate to buy something today and have it be on sale tomorrow. That would just simply be a waste of money. And last but not least today, I want to just hear a couple of things from insider TezFunds2, his comments over the last couple of days on the GTA forum site. So he ended up saying this on Friday, right after the Newswire post was released. He said, "Yep, not a big update after all. Plus, I can finally go jet skiing now," which I think indicates, A, he knew a little bit about the update before it actually arrived, and number two, he is saying to not expect a big update. And that is something we'll talk about in a bit, but definitely like tamper your expectations here. In fact, we'll even talk about this in a further video. Rockstar even briefly mentioned that the big update is coming later on in the year, and to not expect that all so soon. That was the first thing he said. The next thing he said, he responded to someone that's saying, "I'm getting the sense there will be no drip feed. After how they worded everything, I think everything comes out on the first day." And TezFunds2 says it will definitely feature drip feed and maybe some cool stuff for Halloween, just like Red Dead Online. So obviously, it's a Grand Theft Auto Online update. It's going to have drip feed. Do not expect all the content on day one. And that is actually one of the more exciting things about this DLC. Because it's actually being released in the beginning of August, the next big holiday is actually kind of right around the corner, and that is Halloween. And it's been a bit since Rockstar have added, like, number one, a Halloween vehicle, but also number two, had like an entire new set of stuff for Halloween. We kind of just been using content, or reusing it, I should say, from the last couple of updates. So that's something I'm actually really excited to see. Rockstar typically do a good job with Halloween updates. On Saturday, he ended up saying this: "I'm going to go in with low expectations. I don't think the new missions will make up for a fun element. They are likely to function as new contact missions. It also makes way more sense as this solves the whole issue of dealing with voice acting. But on the other hand, it benefits them as more missions can be added in the future. Regardless, I reckon the main course would be the new cars, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's on Drip Feed too. It certainly doesn't give off the impression that it would last for long, but I'll wait and see if the secret sauce is worth it." And again, this is what I recommend you go in with as well. Just some nice, easy, low expectations here. It's very clear that this is not one of Rockstar's like banger updates, and it's just sort of like a mixed bag of things to enjoy. And this might have been an issue with voice acting that was obviously caused by the pandemic. There might have been some other outside factors that we don't know about. I'm hoping the main course is the new cars. That's, to me, always the most exciting part of the update. Even when something new like the casino is added or heist, I always love the cars probably the most. And I know you guys will as well. So hopefully Rockstar adds some incredible ones in this update. Moving on, he was responding to someone that was talking about the new missions and how they might end up working on the yacht, basically free mode pickup missions and the payouts that they might ultimately have. And TezFunds2 said they planned that sort of thing for a single-player DLC. One of the episodes had you experience a zombie apocalypse and you would visit payphones around the city to start out missions. At least that's what the coordinates for a few missions pointed me to. It would be fun to see that added to online in the form of mini free roam missions. That would actually be really cool. And I don't know about you guys, but I always get like Vice City vibes whenever someone mentions like a payphone mission, because that's like how that entire game worked, basically. A lot of Scarface references there. But yeah, if Rockstar did that in this update, that'd be super cool. It kind of makes me wonder how they'll tackle things on the yacht. We'll have to wait and see. And building off of that, someone ended up asking how payouts would work too. Could Rockstar even do chips as payouts, as yachts and casino goers go hand in hand after all? And he says, "At one point, I was getting fixed on a new yacht. But upon further thought, I realized this is like buying stuff on a Wednesday. May end up not being worth the money, and it might end up being on sale. To be honest, I'm not sure it won't be worth the money either way. But new missions with a fixed payout would be better than doing them like contact missions. And it may even be worth the grind in the long term." So that's another reason why you guys should be glued to my channel tomorrow. We'll be doing all the new yacht missions, and we'll be discovering if they're worth it, if they're any fun. Is it worth the $6 million to spend on a yacht just to do some missions? I'll let you guys know what those are like, obviously tomorrow when the update does arrive. And last but not least today, we heard from another user that was talking about collecting cars and how they wanted almost an endless amount of garages and cars. And that's basically what they want, just more garages, more cars. And TezFunds2 says that this idea comes with a slight hiccup, which is tackling duplication glitches. That complicates the matter in a sense that calls for a careful approach. That's if we are to believe Rockstar follows such procedure. Despite that, it doesn't necessarily influence the judgment call towards a turndown, but it is what I dare say a thought that frustrates the developers. In a way, it gives them time to consider the risks, I guess. So I wonder if that does influence them when it comes to how many vehicles they add and if we get more garages, because glitches are so rampant and run wild in Grand Theft Auto Online. So anyways, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below on everything we discussed in this video today, the release time of the update, how many cars do you think are going to be there when we end up checking out all the content early, and what do you think of Rockstar Games insider TezFunds2 sort of telling us to level our expectations for the DLC. Let me know what you guys are thinking in those comments down below. Would love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and Red Dead Redemption videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you guys in the next video.